Hello and welcome back to the SEGA News Bits. I'm your host George, and today we're going to be talking about Shining Resonance Refrain. We talked about this game a while back. I remember telling you guys that it was announced, and in that video I kind of alluded that it might come out worldwide because the director said that he wanted this to be a worldwide affair. And this is the last time that they're going to give this franchise another try, at least SEGA is. So I wasn't too surprised that they announced this game coming west, but I was surprised that they announced it more than just the PlayStation 4. It's also coming out on Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, and PC this summer. And if you guys didn't know, they also announced the pricing of this game. It's going to be $49.99, and they will have a launch day edition that has like a slipcase called the Draconic Launch Edition, which is pretty, I guess, funny name for the launch edition. So it just has a slip-on cover with more art from Taka, who is the guy that's taking over the Shining franchise's art. I know a lot of people don't like his art because it's very sexualized women, and it's not really what Shining Force used to be back in the olden days. It was more like medieval dog hybrids and this like classic medieval anime look, which I actually prefer too, but Sega's got to sell those sexy women action figures in Japan, so this is what we get. Another interesting fact, this is actually the first Shining game to come west since like EXA back in 2007, so it's been over a decade. So that's a good thing in my opinion, because we get more SEGA franchises even if we aren't that into the art style. It's still interesting. So let's talk about the story in this game. The press release came with a story, and this is what it says. Yuma has the soul of a shining dragon within him, transforming into an ancient beast by unleashing the power conducted through his sword. Dragons, long thought to be extinct, make Yuma a target for the Empire. To use him against the Kingdom of Astoria, the Empire captures Yuma. Sonia, the Princess of Astoria, launches a rescue mission with the help of the Dragoneers. Hearing about the plight of Astoria and their fight to save their land, Yuma decides to aid them. Typically timid, will he find the courage to realize the strength he has within him? Of course, this story isn't like some magical Emmy award-winning story in a video game. It ain't gonna change JRPG history. It's just kind of an average story to put you into this action RPG game. And the game is actually being developed by Media.Vision, who is the most famous for their Wild Arms games, which I actually like. But they're also the developer that made Valkyrie Revolution. And a lot of people have been telling me that this game is more of like Valkyrie Revolution type, where it's just an average game. So this game is a PlayStation 3 port that didn't really do well in Japan, but they decided to port it over to this generation's consoles. And what it comes with extra is the full game. They also re-recorded the soundtrack. They have a thing called Refrain mode, which is kind of like what-if stories that are extra. 2 playable party members that weren't in the first game. And 150 pieces of DLC have been added for free in this game that were paid for on the PlayStation 3 version. That's quite a bit of DLC. So my opinion on this would be, it's cool that Sega's bringing these like kind of average games over, but like there's a lot of games that are highly rated that haven't been announced. Yakuza Kiwami, the Fist of the North Star Yakuza game, Border Break, the Virtual On game hasn't been announced either, and I think those are to me more interesting to play than this one. But it is cool that we're seeing Sega bring franchises that they've ignored for such a long time, even if they're just like average games. And I also think the pricing, $49.99, it's a bit much. Like Yakuza Kiwami came out and it was $30. And then you had Valkyrie Revolution. I don't know how much that one was. Was it $30? I want to say. So $50 for this is a bit steep, especially considering it's just a PlayStation 3 port. Maybe Sega thinks that the Shining brand's actually worth the price increase compared to other games they released. I'm not sure, considering that the game didn't get that great of ratings in Japan. I think this is going to be one of their 60 Metacritic scored games that are going to come out this year. I just hope that this means that Sega's going to bring more games with Japan and they're just waiting for a while to announce them. But that's just what I think. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and if you haven't subscribed, since we're almost hitting the 15,000 milestone, like this video, share it with people that like this kind of stuff, and thank you for watching. Also, I have my channel. You guys could subscribe if you guys want. You guys don't have to, but please do. Don't be